Now it has to be said, I like to travel as much as I like to drink coffee. So I definitely need to find something that's going to help me travel with coffee a lot easier and provide me with a safe, secure way of holding my coffee. So if you are brand new to this channel and you love learning more about coffee, some of the products that can make your life easier, as well as finding out more about the best beans available to you today, consider subscribing below. And if this video has helped you, please also consider giving it a thumbs up. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I find my coffee gear has to go everywhere. Now that means on most of my recent holidays, I've taken some coffee, my Aeropress, my Aeropress funnel, my Aeropress filters and holder, set of scales, sometimes even a pouring kettle, and also some sort of stirrer, normally my Aeropress stirrer. Although recently I have invested in a Aerobie bamboo stirrer and it looks awesome. However, it does have to be said, it's quite a lot of stuff to carry around. And you always have to find the perfect place in your suitcase to make sure that nothing gets crushed, nothing gets dirty, and nothing gets lost inside the suitcase in various bits of clothing. Is there a way to make this significantly easier for me? Yes, and it's all thanks to the Oomph coffee maker. So what is it about the Oomph that's pretty awesome? Well, ultimately it's one of two things. It's a pressure-based coffee maker and a travel cup all in one device. So let's give it an unbox and find out exactly what it can do for you. So let's have a little first look at our Oomph coffee maker. Now, the first thing that's probably going to strike you about this, it's pretty big. It's a pretty tall device and it's pretty wide as well. Now on the inside it's placed in between some holders, so it does keep it good strong inside the actual box itself. And there we have our Oomph coffee maker. So let's see how we put this thing together and how we put it back together to make our coffee. So we first of all have a lid that undoes from the top. Now this means that you can use this as a proper travel mug with a lockable lid that won't make things go absolutely everywhere. We can equally unscrew that lid to get to the top. We then have the main kind of pressure chamber. Now the idea with this is that you unlock it by pulling it back on itself and lifting it up. And there's our main brew chamber itself. Now the cool thing about this, it actually works on a system that will allow the coffee to be pushed down and to reflow into a separate chamber. So this is made up of two parts. That then means that the coffee is not going to be left sat in the grounds for too long, which is a really good idea. You're not going to get over extracted coffee that way. Now the inside part actually unscrews, so we give it a little twist and that pulls out just like this. And then we have the remaining part where the coffee will actually sit. This part is going to act like the filter itself, so as the coffee's pushed down, it's going to go out of these edges and go into a separate chamber. We also have a removable filter, which is all lockable in place. So that means that when you need to wash it, you can take the filter out and give it a good clean. No mess, and actually in a really kind of compact system. So yeah, it's pretty huge, but actually none of it's gone to waste. It's all designed to work perfectly. So why don't we put it all back together and make a coffee and see what this will do for us. Now I'm going to use purely because it tastes amazing, the Extract Coffee Cast Iron Espresso. I know some of you are probably thinking, this is going to make filter coffee, this is an espresso bean. Just like it, tastes awesome. Now it's worth pointing out, I've done a fairly sort of rough grind on this, like I'm going to put it into my Chenex. But it smells absolutely awesome. Every cup of coffee should be an experience, one that you really truly enjoy. So I've done enough coffee in there this time for 1 cup of coffee, so around sort of 15 grams on that one that I would normally use. We then need some water. And the thing that makes this a little bit easier to work with as well, and it's worth bearing this one in mind, you've actually got 2 lines on the front there, so you can see how much water needs to go in. That keeps life much, much simpler. Awesome. So now we're just going to leave that to brew for only about a minute or so. So next stage is to place on our, almost like a plunger. So this is very similar to an Aeropress, where this has got a plunger underneath, and as you push it down, it's going to use pressure to actually push that coffee through the extraction process and then get the coffee and the water mix into the outer chamber. And then as we get to the bottom, we just lock that into place and we can screw on our lid. Cool, so nothing left to do but to give it an actual try. And there we have our nicely brewed Oomph coffee maker based coffee, which is delicious as always. Now, one thing that I think is really clever about this, the filter system being a solid disc means that you can do any type of grind that you personally prefer to get the best out of your beans. Now, what about those days when I'm not on holiday and I don't need to pour it into a glass? Even though it's delicious. The great thing about this is that it's super easy to travel with. It can make up to 2 cups of coffee in there as well. Now, if you do 2 large cups of coffee, probably not going to get that, but certainly 2 regular size ones. Now think about how much money that would save you every day. Now, I have actually been taking this into work for the last couple of weeks, and it's really good for keeping at work. I tend to make my coffee first thing in the morning, so I can drink it on the way in, have a bit after the gym, and then when I'm at work, I can make another coffee with the coffee that I keep there, and I've got that throughout the morning. It's really good. Now, admittedly, it doesn't keep it super hot. It's not really designed to do that, but it will keep it warm for a long period of time. That's super useful. Now, if you are drinking it on the way into work, especially on a walk-in commute, you can flip the lid up. Easy as that. Now, what about if you don't drink your coffee black? What about if you want a little bit of milk inside it? How do you do that now it's all sealed and all extracted? You simply unscrew the lid, get your favourite milk, Oatly Barista for me, and we can literally just pour that in the top. Now, the good thing about this, remember we said the coffee grounds and the actual coffee extracted itself are going to be kept in separate places. So it's no different than it would be if you just put milk in your normal coffee cup at home, which is very, very cool. So all in all, a really good coffee maker, really, really good, well-designed device that feels strong, that's nice to hold in the hand and will actually really work to your advantage whether you're on your way into work or if you're traveling somewhere else. You can grab yourself one now from the-oomph.com. You can also use the code specifically to this video, which is Oomph GPA 10, and that will give you 10% off the current coffee maker, priced at $32.95 on the website. So you're going to save a little bit of money, well worth investing in one of these. Give it a try, let me know your comment and feedback underneath. Did you enjoy it as much as we did here? Do you think that this is something you could use a lot? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So enjoy drinking your coffee, enjoy traveling with your coffee, and enjoy making it the very best experience that it can be. And we look forward to seeing you again next time on Coffee with GPA. Take care.